We are live. I'm Naijha Wright Brown, host of Naijha Speaks, also contributing for Unchained TV and Black USA News. Farm transitions and Black farmer injustice still a major problem. Kennedy Little from Lexington, Kentucky, of Farm Transition Academy is here to bring us up to date on the progress. Kennedy, how are you doing? How's everything going?
I am doing great. It is so great to be here speaking with you. I just have a lot of different things I want to discuss, speaking about my new group that I'm working with. And then, of course, just some of the things that Black farmers and farmers of color are still facing within our society today. I'm just really happy to kind of get the word out and continue to speak about these pressing issues.
Well, Kennedy, tell us a little bit about yourself and how did you get involved with the Farm Transition Academy?
Mhm. Well, I was born in Lexington, Kentucky, and there I kind of learned more about agriculture, and I kind of found that that was my passion, especially once I started high school, and just kind of seeing like and learning about the different breeds of animals and learning about plants and all those things. It really, really enthralled me, and I want to continue learning about those things. But during that same time, I was also living like a vegetarian lifestyle, and I kind of realized that a lot of the views that I had when it came to animals weren't necessarily fitting with the ag work that I was doing. So I kind of hid a lot of my love for animals and for the life of sustainability. But ever more recently, I kind of began to see that those two things can coincide. They can just be done in a way that is more mutually beneficial to all people. And so that's kind of when I began doing work with the Farm Transition Academy, which I began doing around like last month. But it has been really, really great to work and speak with farmers who are wanting to transition their lifestyle. I've also, done a lot of great stuff with my parents in like Kentucky. They're absolutely amazing and very, very supportive. But yes, I'm currently in college majoring in legal studies and agribusiness. I hope to one day go into law and environmental law, social justice law, and animal rights law as well.
That is so amazing. This topic of farmer transition and Black farmer injustice. This is not new news. You're probably the fifth, sixth, maybe seventh person that I've had on the show talking about this topic. I don't know if you know Omawale Adewale from Liberation Farm. So he just came out with a book. Veganism and globalization and agriculture. I mean, it's amazing topic and very important topic because this has been going on for years. You're talking about what less than 1% of the farms are owned by Blacks, right? Or have
Right.
been taken away, and there's just a lot of land that's just been stolen from Blacks. Should grassroots organizations, because we got a lot of grassroots organizations that are taking the onus. It seems like the onus is on them to make this right. What are your thoughts about that? Because I have my opinion about it. What is yours?
Mhm. Well, you're completely right. A lot of these issues that are many farmers of color are facing, it's not new. But we need to continue to be speaking about these issues because it's going to be a way that we can kind of get to some sort of justice. We have to identify these issues that Black farmers are facing because we cannot begin to build and reform on an already broken system. And a lot of these issues that are facing Black farmers are so interconnected with environmental injustice, environmental racism, economic injustice, and those are all issues that we have to continue to speak about. And then also when it just comes to farm transitions, that's something that isn't too broad when we're speaking about vegan topics. It's something that needs to be spoken about more because that is a way that we can get to more food equality. And it's going to be difficult to get to those things if we are not focusing on issues that are affecting farmers of color because that is an issue within itself. So although organizations like Farm Transition Academy are attempting to make a difference, the onus should not be on us because a lot of that comes with a very big financial stake. And not all of these small organizations have that money to continue to support and build the lives of these farmers up. We have to turn to our government or other places where money is more plentiful, and where a lot of these things can continue to reimburse and help individuals within the world of agriculture, because it's not an easy job. So yeah, that's kind of like where this basis lies. And in order for us to continue to grow and make better changes, we have to understand that agriculture is a very, very important thing, but we want to get to a point where we are able to eliminate animal harm, where we are able to eliminate all harm in general, so that farmers of color are able to also transition into this road. It's going to be difficult for them to see other things as valuable and as worthy of change if they are not valued themselves.
What more can politicians, in their power, I mean, in their power, I have to say, because I really don't know the actual power of politicians. I mean, because again, we have a number of problems that have been in existence way before I was born, and my mother was born, and my grandmother was born. What can they do and really do more that hasn't already been done?
Well, I think that we need to do some more initiatives within our communities for youth. Young people really have the ability to go into these fields of ag and to educate themselves on these issues, and to be a farmer of their own plot of land. And it really is about taking that young youth initiative, and even going into the college system to learn about these issues if someone is able. I know I attended college where I'm sometimes the only person of color in my classroom, but that is something that needs to be, more students of color need to be in these agriculture rooms, because we all have something really, really beautiful to offer. On top of that, we need to, put more of an emphasis on environmental sustainability, and of course, animal rights issues. All these things are super, super important. But of course, if we have people and farmers of color that are still being disparaged, then it's going to be hard to kind of see that issue as a whole. So it's really, really important to look into those things. It's also important that these people in power are looking more into these land grant programs that many HBCUs have. There's around 19. I know I've attended one, and it was a really, really great experience. Super, super impactful. It was at the Kentucky State University, and I can still remember going and seeing the land and learning the history, learning about all the different political figures like Martin Luther King that went to Kentucky State to kind of learn more about that ag program and then invested more money into it. So all of those things are super, super important. Learning the history. There's also a couple politicians within our Congress who are continuing to create programs for farmers of color. Also, Cory Booker is one who is the vegan congressperson who is trying his best to create a bridge within the food disparity that we are seeing. So learning about these things and seeing kind of like where that power lies is super, super important. As individuals, it is a democracy, so we do have that opportunity to do things ourselves, like learning about who our Congress people are, running for Congress, learning about who our council members are, our local politicians. Those things are very important as well.
Now, initiatives. When we look at initiatives, because everything is always centered around an initiative. What initiatives do you think? What additional initiatives do you think will help with this problem? So you're talking about engaging more youth. I can tell you that this summer, my daughter spent 6 weeks in the program out in Columbia. Columbia, there is a Freetown farm on Harriet Tubman Lane where the Howard County NAACP has a garden, and then that intro to her was amazing, because she's never picked a vegetable, and she was out there picking string beans and cucumber and peppers and things like that. What are the steps, especially as a parent, as a school? Because if you come at people with all this, it's like, oh, well, this sounds like a lot. And so how do you take these steps towards an initiative, a starting initiative to get involved with something like the Farm Transition Academy?
Well, I think that educating ourselves within our communities is super important. There's a lot of there's something newer that wasn't around 15 years ago, was something called Vegan Fest. And that's becoming very popular in different cities like Baltimore and Lexington and Louisville, even here in my home state. And it's like a week-long event where local restaurants that are vegan are supported. I've worked at a vegan restaurant. I still am connected and work at the restaurant, but it's called The Social Vegan in Lexington, Kentucky. And it's a Black-owned small vegan business. And we just opened up the location in Tallahassee, Florida. And what we do is we really try to supply a lot of our ingredients from local Black farmers. And that is just one thing alone that can really, really it can impact your community, and it can show that you are standing in a line of history where you really, really want change to happen. And not only are you talking it, but you're showing it as well. And there's a lot of great ways that we can showcase vegan agriculture and show that it is possible to supply vegan food to consumers and do it in a way that is as most ethical as possible. I also know you through the Friends of the Earth and the Chili on Wheels work that they're doing with the Youth Steering Committee. I'm one of the 10 members of that. And what we do is we're trying to bring plant-based milks and plant-based foods into the K through 12 school system. And working with schools is a very, very important thing. We need to educate environmental sustainability in our classrooms and in our colleges, at our HBCUs, because this is the future. And when we're speaking about young people entering into the field of agriculture, we should hopefully get to a point where just the knowledge of the correct ways to farm that is most that creates the most reciprocity to our land and to our environment, to the people, all of those things should kind of just be, they should just be known, hopefully, in the future. So that's kind of some of the ways we can try to get to that point.
Excellent. Love it. Love it. Love it. The Farm Transition Academy, if anyone is interested in joining, or how does this all work? Let me go back to sharing that screen. How it says join us. Like, how do you get involved? This is a national organization? Or are you creating chapters? Like, talk us through, how does someone support, get involved, build a coalition? Because like you said, Friends of the Earth, Black Fish Society is one of the many coalition members that they have pushing for legislation, one being more plant-based options in school, especially plant-based milks, because we should not be drinking cow's milk. We're not baby cows. This is like institutional racism that they're forcing Blacks to drink milk when we're lactose. The majority of people are lactose intolerant, but we're forced to drink milk. I remember being told when I was trying to enroll my daughter into daycare, I had to get a medical note for her not to drink milk. Are you kidding me? I'm not going to go to this daycare because she doesn't have to drink cow's milk. But anyway, that's a whole nother topic. How do we support what?
So Farm Transition Academy, we are a startup organization that has only been around for 3 months, and our co-founders are Mira Geyser and Tati Rain-Boppin, and we are located all around the world. Tati, she's sometimes in Kenya, she's sometimes in Germany, so she's in a lot of different places, and then I'm of course located in Kentucky, and then our other co-founder, Mira Geyser, she is located in New Jersey, and so we do a lot of virtual things, but the premise of our organization is to help animal farmers who are working within animal agriculture, and to get them to see that there are alternative forms of income within plant-based agriculture. And it's not always easy, because for many farmers, farming is a very oppressed job in general. Sometimes it's very, very difficult, especially for small business farmers to want to transition, because it is such a risk to do so. But we want to help these farmers, and we also want to train animal advocates in farmer outreach. And so we do workshops. We've done around 3 workshops so far. We also did an event with a dairy worker turned animal activist, Cesar Alonso, who, which is so grateful. We were so fortunate to speak with him, because he told us the truth about being an immigrant and working within the Canadian dairy system, and how brutal it really, really is, not only for the people, but for their animals. So hearing those stories and speaking with farmers and learning how to actually speak with farmers in the community, that is exactly what we specialize in. So we try to host these workshops, and anyone is welcome to come and enter. We do take donations because it's very important for us to be able to do more outreach. And we're also working at starting different chapters at different colleges, hopefully sometime in the near future. And if anyone needs assistance, please come to our Instagram. We're working on our website, so it should be up soon. But please come to our website and send us a message and ways so we can help consult you in your business if you're looking at farm transitioning.
Kennedy, if you weren't doing this work, this type of work, what would you be doing? I can probably see you doing a lot of things. And again, I'm glad that we connected with you through the youth mentee program, because now you're working with Black Fed Society on some outreach and social media. So yeah, you can talk about that and talk about, if you weren't doing this particular work, what would you be doing?
If I wasn't doing this, I really don't know. I feel like I'm very, very fortunate to kind of have this passion at the age of 19 because it kind of gets me already involved with a lot of different things. But if I wasn't at, wanting to speak out about these issues, I would probably be majoring in pre-vet. I would probably want to become a veterinarian, and I would probably see myself volunteering or working at different vet clinics and things like that. Animals have always been my heart, so I can't really see anything else that wouldn't really involve them. But I would probably see myself doing that, working on a farm, honestly, maybe not doing too much speaking and outreach, but working on different farms and hopefully, doing it in the most sustainable and ethical way possible. And of course, maybe going to different farms and working with animals, maybe at sanctuaries or things like that. And that's, of course, maybe some things I still want to do, but I'm really not too sure, but probably a veterinarian.
Nice. I love veterinarians. Yeah, and I love pets too. I have two cats. I've had pets for forever. When I was in the housing projects, now where I'm at. So yeah, I love pets. So you got to take the pets to the vet. So it's a very important job. Would you talk about animal sanctuaries? And me and my daughter were out at Lancaster Farm Sanctuary a couple of weekends ago. And that was her second or third time at a farm sanctuary. And it is definitely something to take your children to see, opposed to your standard taking them to the zoo. It's a whole different experience. So definitely parents out there, if you haven't had the opportunity to take your child to a farm sanctuary, you should. It's a whole nother experience. It's rescued animals. We were on this vast piece of land out in Lancaster, and my daughter got connected to a tabby cat of all the animals that were out there. You got the horses and the chickens. It's just this random tabby cat that was roaming around, and that's the cat that she connected with, probably because we do have cats as pets. Hey, we have some comments coming in. Celia, you are an inspiration, Kennedy. You give hope for the future. Thank you
so much.
We appreciate that comment, Celia. Thank you. Simon that said nice too earlier. And Tom, one of our frequent viewers. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you as well, or nice to see your comment. So thank you for tuning in. Kennedy, is there anything else that you want to contribute to the conversation before we go? I will bring up the Instagram account again. If there's anything in particular you want me to point to, please let me know. So
well, I would love to address your last point about the farm sanctuaries. I think that it's just such such an amazing experience to go and experience how animals truly should be living. With the Farm Transition Academy, we want to work on hopefully one day bringing or taking farmers to their local sanctuaries so they're able to see how animals could live, how that differs from maybe their ideas of correct living for an animal. And we want them to kind of see that there truly is this other side of ethical living for animals. And that's definitely something we want to do. But you all, please, if you're out there, please continue to look at Farm Transition Academy, continue to support the initiatives that we're doing. We really want to make a change and create a difference for farmers and for people who are contributing to the food system.
Is the Farm Transition Academy going to have any upcoming what is it, you had something here, how to reach out to farmers, any type of workshop, webinar, information session Anything coming up soon?
Yes. So we do have one coming up, and that's going to be with I believe, a Colombian farm transition farmer who is going to be talking about how he turned his animal ag farm into something that involves plant-based food. And that's going to be for US viewers and also for the Colombian viewers. But yeah, we're really trying to do more outreach globally as well. So that's going to be coming up soon in the month of October.
Okay, definitely. Please keep us posted on that so we can share that information. You're tuning in to Naijha Speaks. I'm normally on every Thursday at 11 o'clock. But as I spoke with Kennedy, I had to create a special edition today on Sunday Live. As you can share, and watch this anytime, anywhere. The Black Biz Society is meeting people where they are, all people, all ages, all demographics, where they are on their holistic health, vegan, and plant based journey. And we do appreciate your support. If it wasn't for the support of our funders and individual supporters and sponsors of events, we couldn't make any of this happen. So please subscribe, like, share, and comment, and go to blackvidsociety.org and show your support. Much appreciated. Please, someone needs to know about the Farm Transition Academy. Someone needs to know about Kennedy Little out in Lexington, Kentucky. Someone needs to make that connection. And someone definitely needs to follow at Farm Transition Academy on IG. So please do that today. Again, support, because we each one have to teach one to get this word around. So much appreciated. Thank you for coming on the show. Kennedy, we have another comment. Yes, Afro Soul. I had Afro Soul on the show the other day talking about Soul's Dance. I hope everything went well Saturday. I wasn't able to make it out. Just the schedule is really tight. So sending blessings your way. Again, before we shut down for the day, anything else you want to add, Kennedy?
I just think that it's important to add that we all have the power to create change, whether it's changing our diet or, supporting our local Black farmer or farmer of color. These are all issues that still need to be talked about. There's still farmers that haven't had their stories heard, that are still suffering from years of oppression. And although things are changing, we thankfully do have, bills that are being passed, reimbursements that are being owed, that are being given. Those things are really great, but there's still so much that we can do as individuals. So yes, support the Farm Transition Academy and support, farmers of color. It's also important. And thank you so much for having me. You're such an inspiration. It's so amazing to be a Black woman speaking with a Black woman about such important issues. It's really amazing. Thank you.
I'm so happy that you said that, Kennedy, because it is our responsibility as Black women. I'm also Latino, that we lift our sisters and brothers up, but definitely our sisters. Sometimes we can make the mistake that this is a competitive market, because that's what we've been taught, and we need to be competitive with each other. But no, we can all band together and lift each other up all at the same time. So I appreciate you saying that. And with that, I'm sending blessings to everyone. Please, whatever you do out there, whether you're going to the animal sanctuary, whether you're going to connect with Farm Transition Academy and find out what they're doing, whether you're going to reach out to Kennedy because you found out she's in Kentucky and you have a connection, please be well and be safe. Thank you, everyone. Have a good one.
Thank you.